Wow, I'm so excited now. Our newly acquired spent grain just arrived after waiting for such a long time. And you can see this is our newly acquired sperm grain. We've just received it and we've ordered for this sperm grain since December last year. And we're getting it yesterday. Wow, such a I'm so hyped. I'm so happy because this is our animal. This is our animal that were giving us some kind of challenges all this while. Before I dive into this whole discussion today, my name is Festus Efeyetin Amadasun. I want to say thank you and welcome you to Amadasun Integrated Farm. Good morning and good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this program from. Before I start, I want to say a big shout out to my good friend, Apostle Alfred Odion Uyinosa, for showcasing this farm to the world. And that episode have yielded a positive result, and we've received our BDG, the sperm grain. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you for your wonderful work that you are doing around the world. What we are going to discuss today is the cost effect in feeding of pigs. That is the area we are going to concentrate this issue upon, because you can agree with me that pig farming commence at least 40, let me say 60 to 80% of your cost goes to the feeding aspect of this venture. That is to say, if you are to go into pig farming, please try and endeavor, do a proper research where to acquire your feed. If you are in the south, you should make a proper inquiry how to get your feed, because you can agree with me now, the cost of maize in the south is about 250,000 naira. If you are to buy it from the north, the cost of bringing it from the north to the south, you know what it is. And the cost of soya beans now, I think in the north is about 350,000 naira a ton. If you are to transport it from the north to the south, you know what it takes. And the cost of starting this farm in the north, it will be more cheaper because of the availability of their feeding, because of the farming nature of the north. But because of the density population, the Muslim populated area, the cost of selling this thing in the north will also be on the lower side. For you to transport it to the south, which it will be consumed as a pork meat, it will also be on the higher side. You see, in all this regard, you should do your proper research, the kind of feed that you are going to use, because you will hear people always tell you there is this business is is very lucrative. Yeah, it's very lucrative. There's much millions in it. Yes, it is true, but it's capital intensive. Especially you are doing on a larger scale. Like when we started this farm, we started with 26 pigs, the grower and piglet. Let me say that 26, we were having a 22 female, and those 22 female, farrow nothing less than 8, some farrow 14. Then you can do the math yourself. You will know the numbers. What we have now in this farm now is about 130 pigs on the heartbreak or whatsoever the cost of every other thing. If we have about 130 pigs now, you calculate if you are to feed the matured one with between about 2 to 3 kilos a day, you can do the math yourself. That's why I'm only asking us, before we venture into this wonderful business, we should put it into consideration where and how and when to get our feeding from, because this is the first time we've bought this sperm grain. We are going to use it to feed our animal. As we journey together in this process, we will be giving you a situation report, how everything went. I want to say thank you for stopping by, my returning subscriber. And if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel and share this video with your loved ones. Please your comment is highly recommended, and we really appreciate it, because because the last video that I posted to Alfred Odion Yunus showcase in my farm, someone called me and gave me the direction how to locate the Bury social what's the name, their welfare, because I never knew. I've sent someone to the place. Sometimes we go to that gate and stay there a whole day. We always see car coming in and going out, not knowing what to do. But after Apostle must have shown this thing, someone made a comment that yes, there's a welfare, there's a building very close by, that is where the welfare office stay. Go there and make payment, of which when we get there, we did as described. This is the positive result. That is why we say your comment is very important. And as we continue to go, these are the pigs. You see how most of them are underfed, especially the newly the one that have just newly weaned their piglet. They are not looking so healthy the way it ought to be, because when we are feeding them with their piglet, we decide not to use too much of a PKC. We are using mostly maize and soya beans and other additive, and it was on the higher side. But what we are going to do now is to feed most of this pig. We are going to use 30% of this Bury waste. Let me say about 20% of PKC. Many will also be the cassava and maize and some other additive, and the protein source is soya beans, still remain the same. The soya beans, the groundnut cake, and the fish meal. And the other area, the adjective is going to be the limestone, the limecene, the mentonine, and the other multivitamin too is going to still remain the way. But maybe in the near future, I will sit down to give us the breakdown of all this, the amount of maize, the amount of PKC, the amount of mentonine, and every other thing that is bad. But that of mentonine is always written in the sachet. I think it's 1 kilo to a ton. And toxin binder, before I forget, especially because of the toxin in this Bury waste. This time around, we are going to concentrate much on toxin binder to help us to eliminate some of those toxins. That as for that, and the other enzyme that will help us to extend the digestibility in all these things, because we've not really tested this soya bean, what's the name, Bury waste that much. But this time around, we are going to see how it works as we all journey together in this whole race. Whatsoever thing that you know that we can do that is going to enhance our work, to make it more easier, please drop your comment and also share it with your loved ones, so that anybody that comes across can also learn 1 or 2 things from it. But one thing that we always like to encourage us, please, this coming season, because the rainy is almost fast coming, because we should try as much as possible to plant our maize and our cassava, because if not for the cassava that we planted last year, to God, but man, it wouldn't have been easy for us because of the cost of feeding, the fuel, the cost of fuel to even bring this thing to farm alone. It's now on a very high side. But that maize and the cassava that we planted last year helps us a lot. We were only spending a lot of money in the protein area, like the soya beans and some of the maize for the piglet. You see, these are the area that you should also look into, because the number of pigs now are now increasing day by day. That is, the more they are increasing, that is the same way you are going to look for more feed from somewhere. Yes, as we've said it before, this business, I know, is a very lucrative one. That is true. I believe, and I've seen it before, and I know. But don't be deceived. It is very also capital intensive. I must tell you the truth. It is capital intensive because it is what you give to your pig, it is what they are going to give to you. If you garbage in, they also garbage out. The protein source, you cannot substitute that with any other thing. The energy source, that's like what we are doing now, like this pan cannon cake and this beauty waste. Majority of them are just fiber, but that protein will still be there. You understand? The protein will still be there. It is not cheap. A ton of soya beans now is about 350,000 naira, and the cost of bringing it, that means at the end of the day you will see how much it's going to amount to. These are our numbers of this. You see the numbers of piglet now is on the high side, and most of these animals are not looking the way they ought to have looked because they are not well properly fed because of the cost of this feed. But what we are going to do now is we are not going to concentrate on these things. Hence, we now have other substitute to feed other animals. We are going to use most of our cassava and most of our acquired PKC that we order from the north. We are going to use it on this animal, and we are giving them 1 month. And we've started this process now. Let me say we are going to start at ending of next month. We will make sure that we let you know how they've grown, what have been the impact so far. Because you see, in this whole thing, the truth of the matter, people will always tell you the sweet part. They will sugarcoat it, tell you this is how ABCD is made, but sometimes it is not like that. Your feeding, before you start this thing, I will continue to repeat it. Please make sure you know where to get your feed from, how to get your feed from. Make sure. If you cannot get those things, I will tell you, please start with 1 or 2. Because if you start in the large quantity, like a quantity of number, like from 20 numbers, because these things, if they farrow, that's where the whole thing starts. You might start with 20, you think, yes, there's no problem. But when those 20 farrow, definitely you are talking about above 100 pigs. If you feed 100 pigs in a month, you will come here and tell me the result. It's just the truth. Don't be sugarcoated. Don't let somebody deceive you, except maybe you have source of probably there's some land that some people go to restaurants and leftover and some other thing. All those things also have their own negative part of it because of the spread of this African swine fever and other bacteria. But what we are doing now is purely relying on the feed that we have in our farm, that is cassava, and our PKC that we have PKC, and this is our newly acquired brewery waste. But we want to see how the whole thing works. By next month, I'm going to give you a report, a situation report, how everything works. By the special grace of God, I know and I believe in that is going to come out well. And I want to say shout out to all of you guys, your contribution. And before I decided to say, okay, let go of all these things, please, if you are into this farming, try as much as possible, have a plan B of having your own abattoir. I will continue to say that, to have your own abattoir, because this buyer, what they are doing in this whole thing, because at a particular time, I decided, let me set some of these pigs because of the numbers. The amount that the cost, what they were telling me, I cannot imagine. I know how much it cost me to buy one of these piglets, but the amount they were even asking for, it's not even the amount, it's not even up to the amount I used to buy piglet. Not to talk of what I feed for about 6 months. It was so shameful. It was so shameful, so annoying. You understand? Please let us plan in that regard. If you have any information or what to do, how one can set up an abattoir, please, I'm willing to learn, and I really want to learn. Thank you guys for watching. May the good Lord bless you, because I want us to all learn together in this process. Thank you.